ea imua uomau, keo kaiana, kupono ea imua uomau, keo kaiana, kupono ea wale just for what days a man at our kings and queens who visit all the islands and saw everything. How would they feel about the changes of our land? Why would you just imagine if they were around and saw a concrete jungle and highways on sacred ground? How would they feel about the disrespect of ancient lands? Wanna now, tears will come from each other's eyes, and they will stop to realize that's how the people are in great danger now. Whoa, tell me what would they say? How would they feel? Will the smiles be content? Will the cry for the pains that they have seen? Now cry for our God, cry for our people, cry for our lands that was taken away. And then yet you find hope in it. Oh yeah, oh mau, keo kaiana, kupono ea imua oh mau, keo kaiana, kupono ea imua oh mau, keo kaiana, kupono ea wanna now all of the fighting in Kamehameha done to conquer all the islands now there's condominiums. How would he feel about the changes of our land? Why would you just imagine if he came back and I saw traffic lights and the railroad tracks? How would he feel about the disrespect of ancient land? Wanna now, tears will come from each other's eyes, and they will stop to realize that's how the people are in great danger now. Whoa, tell me what would they say? How would he feel? Would his smiles be content? Would he cry for the pain that he has seen? Now cry for our God, cry for our people, cry for our lands that was taken away. And then yet you find hope in it. Oh yeah, oh mau, keo kaiana, kupono ea imua 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 oh mau, ea kaiana, ikapono oh mau, ea kaiana, ikapono. The life of the land perpetuates only in righteousness. Only in righteousness. Only in righteousness. Oh yeah. Oh mau, keo kaiana, kupono ea imua oh mau, keo kaiana, kupono ea imua oh mau, keo kaiana, kupono.
Aloha kako, October 3rd, Saturday, 2020. Welcome to another episode of Darkside of Hawaiian Politics. Today's weather report will be brought to you shortly, but welcome again for our technical difficulties out here in the out country. But aloha kako, hale o ke ave, Maui nui akama, moloka I ahina, hale kaku I heva, mano kalani po, kova I pai aina. Let's go kako. Your weather, moko o ke ave. Your north, today, high is 85, your lows 78. Your east, your high today is 83, your low 77. Your south, your highs is 85, your low 78. And your west tops out at 92 high and 85 low. For your Ihonua, out from Mokuokeawe, your north tops out at 2, occasional 3. Our east is a flat 0 to 1. And out in our south, it's a 1 to small 2. And out in your west is your 1, occasional 3. That's your Ihonua and your weather, Mokuokeawe. Next up, Olelo no e au of the week homework.
Yes, sir. Aloha mai kako e ko Hawaii pai aina. Welcome from a beautiful island of Mokuokeawe. Today's La 46,646 of the illegal, prolonged, belligerent occupation of the Hawaiian Islands by the usurpers and the sellouts. So that's 127 years, 8 months, 17 days, or for those counting, you know, just in the lunar phases, 1,532 months, 17 days, 6,664 weeks. Damn, a lot of sixes, you know, in this nightmare and of the American nightmare, right? And illegal, prolonged occupation of our islands. But today's Olelo no e au of the day, right?
Today's Olelo no e au.
We're gonna take a little remix from Pukui. You know, there's a lot of mana'o about the concept ka'ai a me kai'a, which is the theme for today's show, right? The unbeatable combo. Forget peanut butter jelly, right? Fish and poi. That's how Kanaka sustained ourselves. That's how we got here. That's how we continue to be. So a little remix off of that one. We have e kapi ka mo'olelo e ai kai'a. Yeah. E kapi ka mo'olelo e ai I kai'a. So again, you know, ka'aya me kai'a, that's the bread and butter for us Kanakas. But you know, the salt is a key component for the i'a to sustain, to stay, to keep. And so, you know, we always say, e ai ke kahi, e kapi ke kahi, right? Eat some and salt some. Save some for later, right?
Save some
That's
for
a
later.
well-known Olelo no e au, you know. But so for our remix today, our Olelo pa'i ai, for this no i au, right, is e kapi ka mo'olelo, e ai I kai'a. Dry the fish, not the story. Right? Salt the story. Put some salt on the story.
I like
right?
pakai.
Make that bugger salty a little bit sometimes. We gotta feel the richness of the earth. Yeah, but eat the fish.
Eat the fish.
Right? Don't just be pulling out the never-ending dry story every time the giant flying white lies appears. Right? So dry the fish.
Dry the fish.
Not the
Dry the
story.
fish. Hanaho. One more time. Olelo no e au.
E
Homework.
kapi ka mo'olelo. E ai I kai'a. So dry the fish, guys, not the story.
Especially those guys out there that get choke fish, yeah?
Right. They get choked fish, but where the tail?
Right.
Where the fishing tail?
Just little bit pakai. I like the kind, you know, from Mano Kalani po. Yeah, Mano Kalani po.
Right. You better put the best pa'akai
The best
on
pakai. Never mind playing
from
around.
Alaya mixed in, right?
You gotta give me some aku later on today, right? For the big paina homework. Let's get it. This week, for the chopping block, we chop.
Chop it up,
chop,
baby.
chop.
You know we ready today.
First one up.
What kind of coconuts, what kind of star fruit we get this week?
So we start them off with a positive note this week. This week, let's start it off with, go for it.
Who's number one? Malama Olovalu.
Malama Olu Walu.
Oh, yes.
So,
What's going on in Maui?
this topic, you know, we've been persistent out in our outer island news, trying to stay connected out there, and basically, Anake and many community members out there in Maui have been advocating for the historical, cultural preservation of Olovalu and other surrounding communities. And that's why this week, as last week, Anakala Keomoku and his Kia'is are continuing, his lineal descendants and all the heirs, the Hawaiian Kingdom heirs, are continuing their battle up on the hillside. And this battle is taking place on the ocean side now, Kako, with development and polluting coming from the upper elevation of Lahaina and whatnot because of the development of Peter Martin and the rest of the Coronis who've been continuing to violate our Hawaiian Kingdom heirs and their Kuleana awards out up in the upper valleys of Lahaina. And so this week, we just want to mahalo Anake and the family members who continue to battle this scumbag, Peter Martin, who continues to overdevelop these cultural sensitive areas that have many relics and have many Kuleana barriers within these foundational areas. And these quick title sales and these families who are picking up and buying these quiet titles are not helping the issues at all. And I believe because of the lack of information. But because of Oluwalu and the family members out there in the ocean front, you can see the impacts that are coming from the mountain down to the sea. So it's not just Anakala Keomoku guys battling up at the top with just with no sign of hope, but it's also the bottom half where the families gather, where they go and take their families and swim and do their cultural their cultural aspects. But it continues to be violated. So if you guys are out in Maui, we urge you to go out there, stand in support. Go ahead, tap into the Facebook page that we have linked, where Anake guys have the information that you guys need to be connected with. With that being said, definitely a solution and pass homework.
Yeah, well, mahalo to Malama Olovalu. You guys can check them out. Save Olovalu on Facebook, Instagram, those kind of things. But, you know, mahalo to the whistleblowers who, yes, another clear example, Peter Martin, Glenn Tremble, Olovalu Elua, like all these different collaborators, right? They're not acting on their own accord a lot of the times. They're carrying this partnership of development, you know, and a whole lineage of desecration, working hand in hand with the state right now during the pandemic, right? It's not like the state doesn't know what's going on. It's not like the counties and states don't know what's going on. They're just letting these big bad bullies do whatever they like, and it's up to us to try to catch them, regulate them. While the rest of the you know, while the rest of the police force of the fake state is out there giving tickets and nickel and diming the regular Kanakas, there's big time corruption and these kind of desecration and destruction disguised as progress during a pandemic and an unregulatory time for the state. It's just an excuse for them to continue the debauchery. So Peter Martin, right? Another, usual suspect, right? We got to start paying attention to all these guys and championing the people who are blowing the whistle, Keomoku Kapu folks, Anake out here.
And there's many advocates, right?
For Malama Olovalu, right? And many others, right? That's why. And we got to be ready to blow the whistle because it's going to continue.
So again, we passing, smashing, what?
We got to smash on Peter Martin and the state and the colluders, right? And we definitely got to send some la'i out to the people blowing the whistle keeping them honest and activating our communities. It's gonna be in your backyard pretty soon, Kanakas.
I see this
so
as
get ready before the massacre, the Olovalu massacre come, right? We gotta be ready.
Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
I think that is a great historical context that you know how natives or how has the Aboriginals been treated, right? Because of this kind of overdevelopment and wanting of our properties.
So stay vigilant, right? Stay vigilant. Don't be scared into submission and hiding out, you know, while these real thugs are out there creeping and smashing and taking all of our resources, like the capitalists.
So the state of Hawaii and Peter Martin, we can just reclassify them as essential thieves.
Essential thieves.
These guys is what you call the essential thieves. You know. Everything that's happening during COVID has to be essential, and it clearly is. Politicians being crooks is essential to this corrupt system that it is. Next up, we're just going to rail this down their throat, down Mufi Banana Hands, and go down to the public-private partnership of the rail.
Oh, here we go. The
P3.
P3.
So the P3, Kako. So last week, so 2 weeks ago, we brought to you guys, they wanted $2 billion to finish half of what they already have accomplished when the total cost was $2 billion to finish. Then the following last week, they requested that they're going to have a 4-year extortion extension on the state of Hawaii citizens. So all you racists out there, doesn't matter who you are, Japanese, Chinese, Hawaiian, you guys are going to get a 4-year extension extortion plan courtesy of the rail. Last week we brought to you, and nonetheless, this week, it's another shit show. And the bearer of bad news, which it seems to be the truth.
Bad news bears.
The public-private partnership rail. As you guys know, that there is a big conflict of interest that there should be no private stocks invested in such a heavily priced, overpriced extortion scheme, which the rail, which Hawaiians walked. Hawaiians did a lot of things before, and rail was never one of them. And so now you can see how it is railing us down with this extortion. We on Moko Keawe are not going to experience the luxury of running this Mufi banana hand rail. And yet we are here as not just a public sector. The private sector, I believe, stole everything from it, right? As soon as they milked it out. And now the state finally got caught with their hand in a cookie jar. And now you start to see like the questioning from the broader community and private community. What is the deal with this rail, with public and private partnerships? Is it ethical? Can it be moral for the state of Hawaii and its citizens? That's for you to figure out after you get extorted for this next 4 years. But for us, as Hawaiian Kingdom heirs, the gig is up. The gig is up. I am not going down the yellow brick road to go and visit
Dorothy,
Ige and Ozland. That is not our goal, as we're going to continue to smash and call out the collusion of what we know can never be what it seems that the public are led to be made.
Right.
Homework, what do you guys think about this circus show?
You know, I don't know who Scrooge McDuck is in all of this, but somebody is swimming in gold right now. I mean, every step of the way.
Every week.
There's a shortfall, $1 billion here, $744 million here.
Every week.
And every agency is like, tic-tacking each other to release the funds, to get the funds. So it's a big, elaborate scheme, and everyone's scheming and scamming each other for the funds. Right?
And where's the pressure valve? Where's the pressure valve? Where's
the pressure valve? Well, shoot, bro. There's no escape route. There's no pressure valve. There's just a big metal concrete roadway, right? In the land of rainbows, right? You get one big metal concrete going across the whole landscape. And we still can't figure out how much of our okole we had to give for it, right? So, I mean, this is just another chapter in this big debacle that is the fake state of Hawaii. It is every development project that they take on and they put on us to pay for, right? And leveraging federal funds to do so. So, you know, the public-private partnership sounds like a good idea, sounds like a new way to do things. But it's just another corrupt option for the state to continue perpetuating its fraud and defrauding our people. So you know what? We gotta smash that bugger really hard. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before we have more numbers that we're gonna have to deal with, and more bleeding out for this heart. Yeah, bleeding out the heart. And the people of Hawaii, at some point, we're going to have to rise up and get rid of this government that continues to perpetuate this kind of fraudulence. Yeah.
I got an idea. We gotta buy a one-way ticket for Ige and Clown Weld. Send them back home.
Yeah.
You know, we just gotta send them back home, Kako. And the way you can do it is show up, be that whistleblower.
Action. We gotta
do the work. And get out there, report, and continue to be vigilant within your community. These guys are going to get exposed. And Kenji Price, you're doing a wonderful job. But we need you to pick up the pace. the circus is not stopping. And this one has to stop. Next up, before we get into the back half of the chopping block, Kako.
Oh my God.
Before we get that, we have to hit our sandwich aisle.
There we go. Slippery.
Sandwich aisle, the Thhe. Not John Squid water. The other Thhe.
Oh my God.
Look at this Thhe. Kako. Look at this Thhe. Look at this Thhe. These buggers, when you think they gone, it's like when stink fought, you stay right around the corner. You know, this didn't happen years ago. And these guys continue to plague, right? Continue to plague our native Hawaiians. Chief out there, the one I'm talking to out there, how much people know more this fiber optics that got to their house when the phone needs to be called for emergency? Lucky thing people live in Hilo. One of the first victims, yeah, Panayava, Keokaha, right? Fiber optics coming from the squid, Thhe, right? So you see, this is like a theme, yeah? Thhe, fiber optics, underwater, all over Hawaiian homes. Sounds like when Dollar Burger can come around the corner. And that's basically what we continue to have, is these people, you know, his brother, Milton, right? Well, no, not Milton. Clayton, Milton, Clayton, same smell.
Oha.
Both is right. Was trying to get into the was trying to get into this big mirror position,
right?
To make these moves. I suggest you guys, Kako, look at the numbers that are involved with this sandwich aisle communication. Look at the beneficiaries that are affected. Look at the homes that are in our homesteads that happened during the time of this fiber optic adventure that the Department of Homeless Hawaiians went on. They truly bankrupt our communities with what can you say? Paper box homes, basically falling apart, and they haven't been there no longer than what, 50 years or so, give or take. Houses are falling apart. Fiber optics never reached their potential, and they still have a vacant property right across of Target that could be used for a possible site for maybe a health care center for our kupuna, maybe a wellness center for our keikis. I mean, the ventures are endless, but because of this because of this sandwich aisle communication scheme, there's vacant properties that still need to be used properly, and we need to get this guy and his brother to fulfill their obligation and go to jail. Yeah, go to jail and pay back what they have used against our communities.
Well, this smiley face just came out, right?
The smiley face is coming out.
4 years in there. But again, you know, as the fall guy for this whole scheme, elaborate scheme, it's not just one
It's not
smiley
one guy.
face,
It's not
right?
one Thhe.
It's not one taco eye looking
Not
at
one
you from the
taco eye.
puka, right? Like, there's a lot more to this scam and this scheme, right? The FCC is now trying to recoup some of these funds, right? 49 million. You know, these are $100 million contracts.
Of
the
what we only
state's
can
involved. The feds are involved. They're involved obviously because they have to be. How much funds are at stake? You know, the federal programs that are supposed to serve the Sandwich Isles communications was supposed to be for Hawaiian homelands, right? It's supposed to connect all the Hawaiian homelands, right? Sandwich Isles communication. Well, those buggers is sick. Yeah, they turned right up real quick. They turned into a pumpkin real fast, you know. But at the end of the day, there's a fall guy for this process. And all the other alphabet soup agencies kind of get to skate on by and make a new deal with somebody else. So that's what I got to pay attention to too. Now that this deal is getting worked out, who's going to be the next communication scam artist to come to the Hawaiian Homes community and get the department to buy into that instead of fulfilling their obligation, providing Kanaka opportunity to rehabilitate themselves on their national land.
I get one idea. Why can't the beneficiary waitlisters rent out that property that Sandwich House is in? I get $1.
Here we go.
You get 50 cents?
The infrastructure is there, right, for us to utilize, but you know.
No. I know where to drop off the dollar.
Yeah. Where to drop off
Where to drop off this dollar, right? So, hey,
to the Golden Arches, baby. Just go to the Golden Arches.
From me to you, I'm over the Thhe sandwiches.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Smoke that taco.
Smoke that taco, and let's move on before we hit the back half of the chopping block.
Ready to freak out, cuz? I get my arm.
You got there. You got the COVID-19 freak out of the
Oh
week.
my gosh, I'm gonna need this one.
Can we say good job, Kenji Price? Because our first one up to bat is Martin Cow.
Martin Cow. Ooh.
Martin Cow
Cash cow.
is quite an Asian action figure. Right out of the comic books, you have corrupt politicians and a little CARES Act money.
Care.
So, if you guys have followed this, Kenji Price did a good job, Kako. Kenji Price did a good job. The interview was awesome.
Kenji.
He described the play-for-play of the Ige Fernandez shit show of how they tax us and how they fraud the federal government for over 100 years. They simply grab fake IDs that they print out themselves. They basically grab fake numbers, they type them out themselves with some official government documents, which they get from themselves, and then they resubmit all of these things on behalf of themselves. And you would think it would stop there, but Mr. Cow likes to cow more money. He goes off and he refiles and submits more cow. 12 point X amount millions to be exact. It's really astronomical how someone so fragile and meek can be such a heroic federal violator and taking these amounts of money. And not even, we don't have a picture of him. You guys got to watch, but he looks like the sweetest guy, you know, Mr. Martin Cow, you know. But these guys do real crimes.
Looks like he's been working with the state for a long time.
These guys are real criminals. Like, you would think the guy with tattoo on his face of tribals is the guy to not eat your tacos by. But this is the guy you don't eat your tacos by. Mr. Cow. These guys are just, you know.
He take your lunch money.
They take more than your lunch money. Yeah, they take your lunch money and then they take your credit card and they'll file it on your credit card.
So he's like the CEO of these companies, Navatech and Martin Defense Group. You see, Martin is the theme today. We get corrupt Martins today. Martin.
Is that the Hawaiian?
But you know, we're looking at the words because it gives us clues to some of these things. The PPP scheme, right after the P3 scheme, and the Martin Defense Group, right, who gets defense funds.
Federal defense funds. Say it again.
Federal defense funds.
Yes.
Right? So I mean, these guys have been doing it at the highest level. And what do they got? They got a whole roster of fraudulent, people or, persons or whatever you want to call it in place so that they can cash out on every level, every step of the way.
There's levels to this shit.
You know, so they can say, oh, we're having a hard time as a business. But really, the time has never been better. They're cashing in during the pandemic, right? This is actually when they make their money. They're waiting for this opportunity to set up these front businesses with all these front workers in order to get the upfront cash for the PPP funds from the feds. Well, mahalo Kenji Price, local boy, coming in.
Local boy.
Right, shining up that 8 ball in the corner pocket.
Shiny 8 ball.
But, you know, the CARES Act, another alphabet soup fraudulent situation that the professionals that have been working with the state, that have been working with all of these different mechanisms that interface with the state and the feds. Yeah. Now their time is up. They're getting hung out to dry.
They're getting hung out.
So Martin Cow, today was your day. And tell all your friends.
Kenji coming.
Uncle Kenji's coming.
Kenji coming. Kenji's at down in Kaneohe.
Yes, sir.
Next up on the COVID.
What happens when you play American games, right? You play American games.
Yeah, and this Kenji guy is
win American prizes.
He's the real deal. Next up, Kako, on the freak out, is for all you OHA voters. Your president got your COVID-19.
There we go.
Here we go. So, the Dawn, right? The Dawn. So all you voters out there, all excited. Here is your circus leader, the Zoo Master. The Zoo Master has finally met his match.
Ooh.
And he got the COVID, which is a common flu morphed into a freak out. And so now, without further ado, Josh Green, I even think Ige got it. But I don't think he quarantined himself. We know Caldwell got it with his Honolulu Haole Pare, right? But he denied the fact. So, you know, for the president to get it, all you politicians got it at the Honolulu Haole Pare. You stop lying out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how we had to put on President Trump today. Because we're going to smash on all you crisis actors that was at the Honolulu Pare, right? Honolulu Haole Pare. And you guys are the sickos. The COVID-19 sickos. So don't tell me about what we got to lock down and we got to time out. Everybody went to the Honolulu Haole. You guys sickos. You guys all should be getting traced and tracked, right? Even you, Cookie Clownwell, you too.
Well, I go back to the theme on the last one, right? You play American prizes, you win American games.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, all you folks out there picking a side in this shit show, right? Whether you like artificial red or artificial blue on your ice cream cone, right?
The president got it.
Your president got it. Your head of state got it, right?
Head of state got it.
Everybody out there, no mask, Donald Trump flags, like parading around, for the American shit show. Mm-hmm. Well, you got what you ordered, right?
One large COVID hamburger.
And I don't think the games are over just yet. We're heading into the final stretch right now, everybody. So one more month of election season, American programming, propaganda, whitewashing. These big waves they like to try to send out artificially over the Hawaiian Islands. Just keep in mind, right? Keep your leaders accountable. Right? Don't let your leader be somebody countries away, miles away, concrete jungles away. And they're the sick ones, right? Let's stay home, take care of each other, malama pono, and say hui ho to the U.S. Sicknesses that continue to plague the Hawaiian Islands, right?
So, Kako, there you have it for your COVID-19 freakout.
So vote. Who you voting for?
Who you vote?
I'm Hawaiian and I count.
Oh, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Okay.
COVID-19.
Save that one for later in the month.
That's a good one.
Turn it up as it gets closer.
Okay.
Got the COVID freak out yet?
You better fucking stretch out. Let's go. Stretch out.
Em.
Let's rock.
Stretch them.
DHHL meeting that took place.
That's still
That took place this week, Kako. And if you guys wasn't there, please go back and see what you guys missed with the DOI.
Check the playback. Big
boy Kimo Palakiko talking his bubble gum lip. Because this was an amazing crisis acting scheme that you guys could ever see.
Live stream.
First off, you got Bill, I'm a liar, saying that there was no response or no feed for such an urgent meeting. Is irresponsible as a chair to think that the homeless Hawaiians weren't hungry for such a meeting and such a magnitude with the DOI.
They didn't know.
And so, go ahead, go check it out. Self-determination is a clause, but this one, I gotta take a swing at a couple guys on this one. For you, Mr. P. Ihonua, you know who you are.
Here we go.
Crisis acting is not cool. Maybe you didn't hear us before, but the DOI was talking about you.
Right.
And he was also talking about Waimea Nui, the guy that ran around with the badge, that guy. Another crisis actor in clear violation of the federal laws. The DOI, and the reason why I'm reporting this, Kako, they were laughing at you guys, Homesteaders Association. Yeah? The department created the Homestead Associations, but there's another branch that they don't tell you about, right? that only two groups or organizations are a part of: the Sovereign, Shaw, and Waimea. And you guys need to hear a little bit more about this, about how the scheme goes, how the DOI doesn't even check the registered list to see if that's real Hawaiians with real quantums, the stacking of deck. It was quite an amazing show, Kako. You guys got to review it. It's towards the back half of the DOI, but it's really quite amazing. Like I keep on saying, man, these crisis actors infiltrate these Hawaiian homes mechanisms, yep. And they funnel federal government acquisitions of businesses, or if things are being developed, they are the consultation mechanism that allows development to happen up Mauna Kea.
Allows for a land swap.
Allows for a land swap.
Properly ratified.
And so this is
allows for our communities and issues to be misrepresented by proxy scams and scam artists, right?
And this was one of the ways.
Pacific Islander like scam that they try to, use to speak for us as Kanaka, as Native Hawaiians, or as Aboriginal Hawaiians.
We don't consent with the Homestead Association speaking up for those who don't have. Right. You get, you're okay. We don't have, you do not bargain for. Nobody pimps us out. Nobody puts us on a fishing hook and beats us out there for a big aku. Like, that's not how it works no more. And you waitlisters, the department are using us as a proxy number for the federal granting and the monies they're receiving, and they're not distributing to us, the waitlisters. So you know what I say? You know what I say? The hell with DOI, the hell with the American game. Let's get back to Hawaiian Kingdom laws and to the necessities and the basics and fundamental of Mamalahoa Kanawai.
And a lot of what those guys were saying in the meeting too was almost like telling our people that organize your lahui, get 50,000 kanaka out, and say we're over this.
So
we're over the state.
That's what homework just said. Right? Good numbers. So 9,000 beneficiaries. Kimopala Kiko, correct anytime. 9,000 beneficiaries, 50% or more. 21,000 Native Hawaiians, less than 50%, creates a qualification. I may be wrong, but go ahead and rewind that, and you correct us, and you post out the right numbers that maybe I've missed, over exaggerated, or undercounted. But from what my number was, it was 30,000, 9,000 beneficiaries, 50% or more, and the rest could be under 50% Native Hawaiians could formally go to the Department of Interior and get a formal communication where they can depart. Could be wrong, or they could expand.
You know what I see? They want a new deal.
They want a new deal.
99-year lease is up, right? The 99-year program is up. They're trying to get us to strike a new deal with the same crooks, right? So before we get too far along that Fed wreck, rail, train wreck.
But go ahead and check that out.
There are some players who
already
down that trail, and you got to look in your community to find out just exactly who's already on the trail. Some of them might not even be Kanaka. Some of them may be misappropriating your community and your issues in order to take you down the FedRec trail.
Like you said.
In Waimea, down in Ihonua on this island, right? Maybe even Kona, you watch out, right? So we have to be vigilant in our communities. Yeah. Right. Maupena on Maui. Pa'upena on Maui. See, there we go. Maui calling in, right?
So all of this.
Oahu, I know on the west side, there's a whole bunch of scams happening on Hawaiian homelands, that these kind of federal programs and organizations that want to proxy, represent us and get the funds and say, yes, I'm this, I'm that. And I'm going to get the opportunity to develop and extract our resources for the capitalists.
Mahalo to
We're gonna smash you too.
Yes.
We got the Kawilo for you guys.
Mahalo to
Alright?
Kekaopua out in Waianae. You know, there's that Tongan family that purchased land along the hillside, which is conservation, buttering up to DHL.
Yeah.
You know, all of these DOI stuff, self-determination
Call
is
them
the
out.
clause.
Put them in the comments right now. Yeah,
Put
call
'em
out
in the
the
comments.
scammers that you see on Hawaiian homes, right?
All of these guys need to be held
The
accountable.
proxy pimps out there.
Proxy pimps homework. Somebody
up?
give this guy kava, man. Proxy pimps guys to that. Guys is getting it.
Well, I get it.
So as we
tuned in right now.
So as we come back in, we last week, Kako, we talked about the Department of Transportation nobly stepping up after they got called out late to the game, right? As usual, come with the wrong jersey, different color socks, no more cup on, and you like play baseball, we on volleyball. And so Department of Transportation shows up finally, there is another incident happening right down the street, homework.
Right.
In Pauilo. Our communities, mahalo kako for stepping up. My other friend, Shawn Harvey, like I said a few weeks ago, brought forth the information of terrifying things about their daughter, but they victimize the victims, yeah?
Right.
They victimize the victims, they bully the victims,
Yeah.
and my friends, when they reach out and they put themselves out about their children's being potentially victimized, abducted, whatever have you, violated, people on Facebook, Big Island Missing Kids, all of them, you guys attack. Who, when, what, where, hi, as if you are Inspector Gadget. Yeah? And this goes to all you guys who are running these non-profit for the kikis. Who are you guys to run a freaking background search like investor, like Mr. Gadget? You guys are hurting the victims by not allowing them to speak. So this Pauilo camp, the description, mahalo for staying vigilant, even though the cops, they report on this story 24 hours later to say if it's okay and if it's or not. You see that, Kako? The media, the news, the police station will give you the thumbs up or the thumbs down in a 24-hour notice after they feel like they have done their Mitch Sloth investigation, right? That's how you guys feel about our community, and that's why our families are going straight to social media. Yeah, they're not asking for you to investigate or did I see if
They're
it was
not waiting.
Yeah, they're not waiting for that, and we urge you guys. Human trafficking, sex trafficking, agricultural work has always been the fabric of the extortion of the occupied nation over the Hawaiian Kingdom.
Plantation politics.
They have always used the ag work, sex works, and all of these human traffickings to conduct their businesses. And here you have our kids, our keiki, malama ina keiki, yeah? We're not doing the protect the keiki like how all these guys are making a fad now, right? Because Tulsi came up here 2016 urging that these things were happening within the judicial system, within rural communities in Ka'u, out in Pauilo, yeah? And here we see it fruition, 2020, where we can be vigilant, and vigilant we must be, and like mahalo to all these people. I continue to urge, if you guys don't want to post, send it to us. We will repost, but please, once again, do not use the platform to play games about our kikis. And that's what our news has always been for these news to come out and we post it 24 hours or a day before the cops even acknowledge that these things are real. We try to work in real time to prevent, as fathers as we are, to prevent these things that are detrimental to our generation and our communities. Homework. We must give a pass. What you feeling about these kind of reports last week? DOT saying it's real, right?
We need more support from our communities so that these kind of issues can be addressed properly. And, you know, we can't look to the politicians like, you know, the national crisis over here is saying. We go to them and they deny it. They flat out deny it. They marginalize our concerns. And, you know, they make us have to prove it, right? We have to prove that.
What color? What hoodie? The guy had booger on his jacket? What? You know what I mean? Like, what else you guys like know?
So just here on Hawaii Island, right, on Mokuokeawe, we know there's been over 20 cases, reports of missing children over this summer, right? Over the course
runaway.
of this COVID-19 freak out, right? So, you know, and a lot of them, you know, were found. There were some that were found, but you know what I mean? There's over 20 children. And during this time period where the government is actually shifting its focus and saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal, that's 20 more than we can tolerate as fathers, as Kanaka. And so, you know, we just got to do better to communicate our concerns in our communities, to be vigilant, to send out that alert, right? And to answer the kahea, right? Everyone has to be ready to answer the kahea.
Every week.
Because you cannot wait for the politicians, right? And mahalo to the you know, to the officers out there, the detectives, all the people who are really working on taking care of our communities, and you know, our keiki, our missing children. You know, that is such a hard job to have to wake up every day to try to malama. So you know, we send our pules out there to all the keiki out there. You know, let's shine the light and bring them home, you know, and let's not be afraid to bring that light to the dark places, like the politicians' offices and the guys who want to marginalize our experience here in occupied Hawaii.
Yes. So next up, we got the last one is...
Last one on the block, baby.
Protect Pohakuloa.
Protect Pohakuloa. No. We have to protect.
So protect Pohakuloa. You know, just like we know, Kako, Pohakuloa is seeking a new release, right? And so the new release, the new lease that they want is to do the 65-year renewal. But as you see, the Free Pohakuloa, mahalo once again to Anake Kishora, who continues to bring
Manakea Nainaho.
Yes,
and now their new organization, right?
Yes.
Manakea Ailike Hui.
Yes.
You know, basically a working group for people who are working on the mauna actively and, you know,
yes.
For a long time.
So this is very important, Kako. Because your Hawaiian Kingdom American News Now is the true benefits of this desecration.
Oh, we going straight for the corruption first, eh?
Yep. You can buy Kaliguma Pack Gum bonbons. You can get cookies and milk. And then now you can get Bryson La'akea Carvalho $5 million contract for desecration. And so, Kako, where we say, be careful of the crisis actors, we truly mean it, for we have been abused by crisis actors before. So when this Pohakuloa comes out, then we drop in the UD all day on these crisis actors. So, Kako, if you want that raw, that oya-i'o, tune into the dark side, because what you've seen at the lagoon is $5 million of desecration on Pohakuloa underneath an LLC with a fake Hawaiian Kingdom platform. And to me, Kako, if you can do that, you better watch your kids at KLVE. They try to dress them up like Homework and the rest of the real ones and try to tell them to say Hawaiian Kingdom. But Pohakuloa brings out this in us, where we must be vigilant, call out all the fluffs that continue to scream, aloha aina. But really, they want to say, aina aloha. Yeah, Kako. That's really what they want to say, with the jacket on, the hat on, with a military contract in the back pocket.
Hey,
but in all reality, they don't want to say aloha aina. They want to say aina aloha.
The U.S. Census
economic
is down,
package.
Right.
That's what people really want to say. So if you guys want some of that, go to Hawaiian Kingdom American News now.
And that's how we clean our own hale, malama, our own community, and Ohana members. We gotta be able to do that if we want places like Pohakuloa, Mauna Kea, and all the other sacred areas across the Pai'aina to be properly taken care of, right? To be properly managed, for there to be real solutions to change the situation. So right now on Pohakuloa, it's really, really bad.
It's real.
It's really, really bad, guys. You know, this is a military base that's 4 to 5 times bigger than Kaho'olawe, right? This is right in the heartlands of Mokuokeawe, the largest aquifer in the entire Pacific. And these guys do war games every 2 years with RIMPAC, and they're bombing consistently throughout the year, doing live fire activities. We feel it. We feel it on this side of the island in Hamakua, feel it on that side of the island in Waimea and Waikoloa. We feel it down in Puna, and we think, oh, is that Tutupele running? Nope, it's the freaking scam artists and, you know, the war game activities happening at the heart of our mountain, at the heart of who we are. Yeah, so really, this is a really big issue for us.
And it's not going to stop.
It's not going to stop. They're trying to re-up their lease right now, as we know. There's all these consultations for a new EIS, for a 106 process, and yada, yada. They're trying to get us to consent to this process.
But that's good homework, what you're talking.
Even if we say Aole, they just want to say, ooh, we checked the box, right? So we have to be very vigilant right now with Pohakuloa, with the military bases, with these leases, and these new contracts wanting to get redone, right? So 2029, I think, is when the lease runs out for Pohakuloa. Yeah. We have to cease the lease, no more re-ups, right? The Malama Aina case from Auntie Maxine and Uncle Ku Ching, you know, really
Check out the
how we need to Malama Aina, how the state needs to actually
check that out. Check out
their obligation in that regard, right? But of course they get trumped by the feds and by the U.S. military-industrial complex. But stop the bombing on Mauna Kea. Yeah, you guys want to continue to do training activities? Well, how about let's cut a deal? No more bombs, no more live fire training. You guys can come learn how to clean up, how to pack up, how to donate all the good things to the Kanakas, right? And not give federal contracts to people to pay them off to get them to not cover the issues. Like some of those news stations or Hawaiian cupcakes.
Can we just be Pono, Kako?
Correct. Cease the lease, stop the bombing, end RIMPAC now, and you know, follow these organizations that are laying the groundwork, raising the awareness. Cancel RIMPAC Coalition, Mauna Kea Nainaho, and the Mauna Kea Census Hui.
We will be updating you, Kako,
and all the other Kanakarillas out there doing the work.
Ooh, Kanakarillas,
bringing it. Kanakarillas.
So
whether you got a patch or an alphabet soup,
we're gonna be pumping some information out of who's the consultations.
Yeah.
So people are aware at the next gathering that if you are part of the consultation, we would like you to wear a bright red shirt that says that you are the consultation with the big money sign, that cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
And so I can know
red
who you are.
With the gold money, looking like Alvin the Chipmunk.
You can know who you are, Kako. And there you have it for this week as we continue to smash on this collusion. And if you are a native Hawaiian desecrating and profiting, please don't wear aloha aina and just wear aina aloha.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure, Kanakas.
Don't be coming out there aloha aina when you like aina aloha. Never mind playing that game with us, Cupcakes.
Never mind pule, and freaking.
So with that being said, this is your October 3rd, Saturday, 2020 Cow chopping block. As we move forward to our constitutional oath breaker before we wrap this up.
Oh, he did pretty good.
What you need? He did pretty good. Yeah. So what you want to do? Give him some real red. So my constitutional oath breaker for today, because they cannot always get them.
You warm up the kawila.
They cannot always get them. But for today, Kako, I gotta give the constitutional oath breaker to Kimo Palakiko and the DOI continuing to lie to themselves on a live screen to our community and try to say that we have no possible strength for self-determination. We cannot do things because we need Isla's approval. And as Isla laughs at everybody, as you guys see, go watch the meeting, Kako. I can't cover everything, but what I can cover is the juicy parts. But you guys got to go ahead and check out how they laugh, they belittle our associations, our beneficiaries, and they play the waitlisters. And with that being said, homework.
Rile us up.
That is definitely up for
Ooh.
the constitutional oath breaker
They want us to-
of the week, the Department of Inferior. Kimopala Kiko.
Oh, domestic American politics. You see what happens, man? We always get swept up in the old-fashioned American pastime of corruption and fraud, debauchery, shenanigans, you know? You know, that's really why I think we have to do away with all of these crisis actors and organizations and
Yes.
get back to the root of who we are.
Hawaiian Kingdom heirs, Hawaiian Kingdom law, kumu kana vai.
There we go.
Get back to the basics,
Back
Kako.
to your aina, get back to your kuleana, get back to your ohana, get back to your practice.
Get back to reality.
And use this time now for the transition. Don't buy in further into the fraudulence of the fake state and all the different machinations of genocide and capitalism that they operate on. Get back to Aina
Yes.
0.0. Aina
Yes.
0.0.
And
right?
so,
Not
Aina
Aina
0.0.
aloha. You can aloha your Aina, but no sell me Aina aloha and one economic package that you'll call enoch in cash, right? Let's see the economic situation in our communities that we're representing when we put these programs out there. It's not just one flyer for a new contract in a new federal subsidized situation for us to perpetuate the same lies that we tell ourselves to make the money and to make the machine go. Yeah.
I did, yeah. So your constitutional breaker gotta go to who?
It
Beautiful
goes-
who?
The top of the cat in the hat is the DOI, right?
For me-
For DHHL, you know, we give them
that?
double conk.
Okay, we gotta give them the double
today.
conk.
Double conk. And all you coconuts out there, right, that are complicit with all of this, right? We see you guys.
We see you guys.
You guys.
We see you guys.
We're waiting till that white inside hollows out, dries out, and, you know, maybe we can turn you buggers into some nice apples.
With that being said, now we can get straight into the rapid aloha. And of course, who do we have to give our aloha to? First and foremost, hau'oli lahanau.
Hau'oli lahanau.
Hau'oli lahanau.
I gotta say, hau'oli lahanau, aloha lahanau, to my makua, to my anake, to my inspiration, my kumu in a lot of ways. The fire that sparked the fires and kept the flame lit even where the darkness was.
Right.
Anake, haunani o ka ve'ekio hale akala. Auntie Hanani K. Trask. Today's her birthday.
Today's her birthday.
So
Hau'oli
just sending some
lahanau.
special aloha out to you, Anake. Wishing I could be with you today. But our wahana, you know, sends our aloha. And, you know, love you.
Well, love you,
Love you.
Anake, right? The fire is still burning.
Still
And
burning,
we keep that thing
Smoldering.
nice and hot. And next
Give
up,
him a nice picture. We got.
Yeah, give her
I wanted
that
to cue up this guy. Let's see the
Let's see what
solo
it's up.
on this.
Boom.
Ding, you see, that's the kind of aloha we like to give, baby.
ooh, you see that? Censored. You see them? You see them? They're censoring that. In the
Spiky.
90s, they say censoring. You see them,
Waikiki
guys?
Aloha. Look at
Crazy.
that excitement, guys.
Honk for Hawaiian justice. Anake, thank you for always paving the way. As your kikis is all along the side of the new trails that we're going to blaze.
Keep blazing.
So next up for the rapid aloha, as always, my eye. Bite my eye.
Hey, taco eye, no dry story.
No dry story. If you guys ever have time, you guys gotta go check out Cousin.
What's the olelo noyal today, right?
What is the Olelo Noya?
Kapi kamo olelo.
Yes.
Ai kai, all right? So
Right.
salt that story, put some salt on that story, but go check out Bite the Eye and go eat your fish. 'cause
Go get
they've
your
been working
fix.
hard to pull them up for you.
You know that. And it's always fresh. And tell them,
Yes.
The Moko Keawe Kanaka Rangers said aloha.
Right, you might get one little.
You might get a little uala on the side of that kimchi.
Kimchi in the bag.
You know that. You know that. The kimchi on that side. You know that. You're getting me excited. Getting me excited.
Half scoop poi or something if that actually. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, we will come around, bite the eye
check
every
them
time.
Out. We getting hungry.
Check them out.
It's that time.
And as usual, where is it at, homies?
What we got?
Oh yeah.
Our sponsor of today. Show them what we
Kumu
got.
Cards, Kako, Kumu Cards. Check them out. Go log in. Check out their Facebook, their Instagram. Educational piece for the keikis.
Yes.
Very, very basic mana'o that we need. Po'o, piko, yeah, our colors, ma'o, right? Our counting, right? Kahi, elua.
The pohakus
right?
that set our foundation. The very pohaku that set our foundation. But there's also some pretty awesome, new stuff coming out.
And there's a lineup. There's a different lineup. Number 2. Number 2.0.
Right? We
check it out.
That. We putting the nihos and the hakahakas in that, in that pohaku, right?
So if you guys are looking for a gift during this COVID that is worth, go check it out.
And
this is a perfect time.
We got the Chiefs coming soon too, right?
The
card of the Chiefs. So
the cards of the Chiefs. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned with Kumu Cards.
Kumu Cards and Cousin Graphics.
Support the local businesses, right? That collaborate, that make these kind of things happen. Such a beautiful tool.
Check out Cousin too, Kava, right?
Generation.
Oi, Kava, that's his name, right? Cousin Graphics. Kava Roots. Right? Check out Kava Roots. Awesome graphics. You like the Hawaiian mana'o? Check out Cousin. Good graphics. Always down to higher, right? Good Hawaiians that you guys can go and find with some
screenshot of brother like this.
Yeah. So mahalo again to the sponsor, and then we also have another one right here. Palala Royal Order.
The Royal Order.
For the Royal Order, mahalo for the gift, right?
Beautiful graphics.
Thank you for believing in the kingdom and continue to hold the space.
Yes.
This is for holding the space. We mahalo you for reaching out, sharing with us, as we always love to share the Hawaiian Kingdom perspectives. Next, for the Rapid Aloha, who you got up? We got the OO Olympics. What time does that start? Full moon? What time we banging?
Every week, every Sunday.
No, tomorrow?
Here.
Sunday? What time?
Well, you should be doing your EALAs at sunrise, right? But the OO, the Hamakua Express heads down at 8 o'clock. So
heads down at 8. If you come late to school, you're going to have to write 10 paragraphs,
bring
right?
Bring your mask, bring your OO.
All right, bring your OO, bring your mask. Make sure.
At a prayer.
Ooh. So this is for you, Jesse Steele, right? Over there, all the Ohanas, right? You guys wanting for come La Ava? This is the best day. We're waiting for you. I seen you with your OO ba. So you better bring them down. And what do we got for the last but not least?
What we got?
Do you got one more Ohana? One more Rapid Aloha before we wrap it up? Because I'm always going to say shout out to the Crown Land crew out there, making it happen, making sure we don't catch a hiccup on top of the live feed, even though we do chop it up.
Real, organic, Hawaiian cuisine right here, guys.
Yes.
This is how we do it. There's nothing artificial.
And mahalo once again, Kako, all you guys, Punohu, Ohana out there, Mano Kalani Po.
Pounding the pavement.
Next week we are gonna come back with that one. The beautiful cleanup you guys did, but continue to inspire. Mahalo Kako, Darkside of Hawaiian politics, national crisis. What about you? Homework.
Don't forget, you guys do your homework. Pay attention to your kupuna. Get on your aina. And set up your holiday so you can do all of those things right there as your kalo grow and you say aloha to ha'aloha. Mahalo nui for tuning in. We love you guys.
Keep banging, keep banging.
That's kind of the freaking thing, right?
Mahalo kako. Next one, Darkside. Let's go.
Mahalo to all you guys tuning in.
Mahalo lahui.
Lahui.
Continue to keep banging.
We gotta do better on our commenting back. We're not trying to spam you guys out with artificial sweeteners all the time, but we love you guys. We appreciate all the aloha, all the mana, all the pule. For ko Hawaii pai aina pono I, the kingdom of the Hawaiian Islands.
Hey,
Let's go.